Good morning. I am Michelle Barr, and I am excited to get on here this morning and share a message with you. As often happens, I'm getting ready for my day, and Spirit is tapping me with a message from my community. This morning, I'm about to head out to Austin to do a half VIP day, which I'm very excited about. Hi, welcome. Come on in. I'm going to be going to Austin doing a half VIP day with two women that have been building a business and they're ready to grow and expand and use some of the tools, tips, and techniques that I teach my clients. So many of you jumping in this morning. Great. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. So as I was getting ready this morning, as often happens, Spirit was tapping me with a message. So I decided I'm going to get on and share it before I head off to Austin to do this VIP day. What's happening is about this time of year, I'm having people that I know that I've spoken to before that have emailed me. We've gotten on phone calls together and they're circling back around. I talked with them last year. I had interactions with them last year, and now they're circling back around. And a lot of them have the same story and the same issues, and they're very surprised that it didn't get better because they thought they had a plan. But what I want you to understand is that plan was created by the ego to keep them safe, to keep them comfortable, to keep them small, and to keep them in the familiar, even if it no longer serves them. It's really heartbreaking when I see this because when they show up, here's what happens. And I know because I haven't been without a coach since 2009, and I know how I find and hire my coaches. They're making an ask to the universe based on a strong desire. And everything opens up and the universe puts opportunities in front of them. And I am one of those opportunities. And they find their way to me. I've had several potential client calls last week and this week. Same story I hear a lot. I don't really know how I found you. And then there you showed up and you're exactly what I'm asking for. One woman last night started messaging me and said, I've been looking for years. And then when I got serious, there you were. Because the universe responds to true need. Every time you make a decision and you make a commitment, and then the universe steps in, rushes in to meet you with the resources. But I talked on my last live, you can't play the if-when or the when-then game. If you bring me everything I need, then I'll step in. It never works. So these people are starting to circle back around and they're starting to really be in pain because things have gotten worse a lot of times. And I'll tell you why. Welcome. It's great to see you. Come on in. When you have high desire, and our calling is a very high desire, when you have high desire and you let your resistance come in and you don't take aligned action toward what you say you want most, you create a mess. You create a big mess. This is what looks like when you see people or it's happened to you and all of a sudden it appears that the rug has just been pulled out from under you. The job, the geographical location, the home, the relationship, accidents, disasters, things happen. Because the minute you make a clear ask and you have this high desire, the universe starts bringing you what you're asking for, and everything that comes up that you might misinterpret as not now, Spirit said no, not for me, I need to work on my healing more, I need to do more healing on myself before I start, which is what I'm talking about today. We get stopped in our tracks. The universe is actually saying yes now. I've been waiting for you to ask. I'm so ready. And it starts delivering it. And all that crap that comes up is everything that needs to be cleared, healed, and resolved for you to move forward and receive all that you're asking for. And when you get that, it becomes a tool for transformation. But if you're ready to use it as an excuse or an objection, you will. And then you set up a self-fulfilling prophecy, because whatever you say is. That's universal law. Do you see how then you create it and then you're able to go, see, I told you. But it doesn't have to be that way. My success really took off in every area of my life. Good morning. Once I was able to read the feedback from the universe and use it as a tool for transformation. And that's how it is. So the big one that I'm talking about today, because I'm seeing these people circle around. I see people come into entrepreneurial Facebook groups. We have another one. She asked a question and people are giving her answers, and she's answering every one of their answers with why it can't work, won't work, everything that she's using the word shitty a lot, everything that's shitty in her world and her life. So I wrote in there about, well, your mindset, you're not going to be able to do this. You need to do the inner work. You've got a lot of powerful stories running right now about what won't work, what can't work, what you can't do, how you can never make money, how everybody else can do it and not you. She is using it to fight for her own objections, because if she finds out those objections are an illusion, then she'll have to take responsibility. And one illusion is, I need to do more healing on myself first. And listen, I get it. We are healers, intuitives, empaths, helpers, spiritual seekers, spiritual students, and teachers. I love transformation. Where some people will run from it, I dive right in. I love it. And I spent years processing my stuff. And I had an aha that leads to this message, and I'm going to share it with you in a minute, what happened to me with my coach. We love to get in there, oh, I must have a block, oh, I need to do more healing, because your stuff's going to come up. And when you take aligned action, your stuff will actually start coming up in your face so you can clear, heal, and resolve it and move forward. People start thinking, but I'm not perfect yet, so how could I go out and sell what I have? And I teach and train you. Your ideal clients are just 2 steps behind you. You just are reaching back to help them get to where you are, and you have something. If a desire is there, a way has already been made. You have something you can help them with, or you wouldn't be called into this. You're actually sitting on a gold mine if you would recognize how to do the inner work and step in and manage your mindset and energy, and do the marketing, the promotion, the strategy. Hi, welcome, come on in. So people misinterpret, and they really get to keep themselves safe. Oh, and they create this plan, and we love magical thinking. And I'm always talking about me, because I stayed in it way too long. Magical thinking of, oh, I'm just going to spend a year or 6 months. I'm going to totally devote myself to my healing. Then I'll be ready to start. I spent a decade in that spiral. And guess what healed me and every single thing in my life the most? Spirit said, find the little house that I have waiting for you and open a healing and wellness center. What? What? How do I do that? What do I do? I don't know what I'm doing. But once I said okay and yes, the house fell in my lap. Everything was provided. I opened it. I made a sign. I didn't even put the sign in the front yard for a while, because I was scared what people would think that were driving by and saw it. Then I put the sign in the yard. Women came from everywhere. I've been making up a story. I live in Texas, and we are in the Bible Belt, and it's conservative, and people don't always like alternative and complementary and energy medicine. I was going from a therapist, got rid of my license, moving into alternative alternative and complementary medicine. I'd not even discovered coaching yet. You see, everything's in my head so fast, I'm getting tongue-tied because I have so much I want to tell you. So let me slow down and breathe for a second. More healing happened in that little blue house, Hope House. I was healed immensely. I got the opportunity to heal my relationship with my husband, relationships with my children. I started modeling permission to do what you're dreaming about, to go after your dreams and desires, to authentically be you and live your truth. And the women who came to me pulled from me things that were inside of me. And as you help them grow, you grow. And then they grow and you grow. Immense healing by actually doing my work. I had coaches, I had healers, I had spiritual advisors. I still worked on my healing, but I actively started building and growing my business. That was at the very end of 2007, and I've never stopped. And this entrepreneurial journey, I call it the entrepreneurial hero's journey. It has grown me like nothing else. It's time to get really honest, what I call taking honest inventory with yourself. If you're using any of these excuses, but the one I really want to talk about and focus on today, because we're healers and helpers, is I need to do more healing on myself before I start. And then life gets in the way and you're not actually setting aside the time to do the healing. But even if you are, that healing is happening in a bubble and a vacuum. Imagine the healing if you step out and be who you are more authentically, more in your truth. And for healers, it's that way. There are other people who have stories of tremendous illness, of chronic illness, of life-threatening illness, or just things that really got a hold of them, even mental illness, and they took a long time and they went on a healing journey. We're the people there to help them on that healing journey. It's just the way it is, and I promise you the reward is out of this world. The payoff is out of this world. But that is not us in a vacuum to heal. You will do healing by showing up and being a healer. How can you truly heal? How can you truly heal if you're shutting off a huge part of yourself and you're not showing up as that person? I learned who I was. And then guess what? My business started making money and my business supported this journey. And I got to go on spiritual retreats and I got to study new energy medicine modalities. And my business paid for it. Yes, hearts for that, for sure. So if you're doing this, I even catch myself because it's very subtle. Like I said, I've been building my business. I've had coaches, mindset mentors. I've been stepping in more and more and more as the healer and the intuitive I am. Then I discovered coaching and I learned how to use coaching because I loved the coaching model. Thank you all for all the hearts and likes. Thank you for the love. My heart is so full when I deliver a message like this to you. It's like if I can get one person to just see that subtle shift. So last week, I'm in this high-level mastermind I just invested in with a small group and a coach because I'm in an up-level mode and I'm reclaiming some of my gifts that had been in the background, and I'm really have grown a lot. And so my business and me, here I grow again, are changing and growing, which is always good for you. And there are a lot of women in there, and they're talking about, I have blocks, I have money blocks, my coach can kick my butt and help me see it. And I've always been one to hire those coaches that will kick my butt. I always said, I don't need a coach to pat my hair. And I had one spiritual advisor that I always went to for guidance and direction and energy work. And he would say, and I loved him, he'd say, Michelle, I'm not going to blow sunshine up your dress. Yes, that's what I want and that's what I need. I always loved that. So I go to these coaches to help me. So I was already like, I'm right on the edge of breakthrough. I know there's something I need to do. My coach is intuitive. She reads energy, and she's a multi-million-dollar coach in our industry. So I'm going for it. Yes, I love that. Just signed up for something, realizing it was there for me to step into. And there you go. It's amazing. So my coach, so I'm seeing these other women and they're working through different blocks. So I kind of want it because of the way we're wired. I kind of want it to be a block, and she's going to help me see the block. And I was even getting all ready. I can laugh at myself. We have to. I was all ready. I sent her the message like, tell me the thing I can't see about myself. Tell me the piece I can't see right now. And I was even deep breathing, and I was like, okay, Michelle, your afternoon is free. When she tells you this thing and you're gonna see it, you have room to cry. You have room to journal. You have room to sit with it. What is it gonna be? Because she was doing some pow bams to some other people in our group. We're in a private forum together. And I was so ready for this to be this big reveal. And when she wrote back and she's like, Michelle, I'm looking at your energy. This is what I do for my clients. And I'm really looking and I'm waiting. And she says, the only thing you need to do right now is to get out there more and bigger. Well, I knew that. That's why I hired her and made this huge investment. But I wanted it to be something else, because then I could take a deep dive into this deep transformational work into my stuff, and I have. And that's always there. But I want to show you it's both, because this time it was, you know what to do. Get out there and do it. You're not showing up. You're still playing small. You're not being big enough. You're not getting out there enough. I was just teaching a class in my Build a Money-Making Coaching Business last night, helping them build a coaching business that makes money, or helping them add coaching as an income stream. And I was telling them, you will think you're doing enough and you're usually not. You've got to get out there, putting your valuable content out there, putting your valuable content out there, offering and inviting every day, being out there with your message. So I'm getting ready this morning. I'm on my way to Austin to do this VIP day with these two women, and Spirit's nudging, share your message, share your message. Amy, yes, recognizing the deep dive is the distraction. I love that. That is a winning quote today, Amy, because it is. And we sell deep transformation. And sometimes, often for my clients, deep transformation, that deep dive, is the key and the breakthrough. But for people wired like us, it's also the distraction. So then I was like, okay, I was waiting on pins and needles on the edge of my seat for this big reveal. And sometimes you see how we want it to be something like that, because then we can just go cocoon in this healing, and I'm working on my healing. And then I don't have to get out there, because then another client of mine yesterday was saying, I want to give this all up. I'm so scared. I hate marketing and selling. And I talked about this last night in my group too. How much easier for people like us. Other people would rather go out and sweep the street and pick up trash or dig ditches than go deep into transformation and look at their stuff. But we would like to do it. And so here we are, and it was time for me to get out there, apply my marketing strategies, get out there as me, and not just a marketing strategy, but keep showing up as more of me. It's time for me to get out there with more of my message, say what I know, say what I think, call out the BS for my tribe and for my community, like this message. So I had to laugh at myself, and then it was like, okay, well, I know what to do. Kind of was hoping for some big thing I could go swim around in and turn out the lights and meditate and journal and light a candle and rub some essential oils on me. Again, I'm laughing at myself. I do all those things. They're a very key and important part of my business. But sometimes it's time for you always to show up authentically in your truth for the people who are waiting for you to step in. Your people are your people. Show up. As Amy McNaughton said, the deep dive is the distraction. And that is perfect for this message today. That's really what I want to leave you with. There's a time for both. It's why my tagline is I help spiritual entrepreneurs with the marketing to make it work and the mindset to make it happen. It's always both. I'm never without a mindset mentor. I'm always with a coach. Sometimes they're one and the same, and sometimes they're separate. Getting what I need. I'm a former therapist, a former hospital chaplain, spiritual director. I'm an energy healer, an intuitive, and a strategist, an intuitive strategist. I'm a coach for life and business, for personal and spiritual growth and development, using entrepreneurship as the path. So I do both. So what I invite you to is to really sit with this today. Consider it, think about it, catch yourself. These people that keep circling back around. Thankfully, I'm growing as a coach and I'm able to be more confrontive over the past few years because that's what they want and need. I'm not serving them if they just call me up and then they go, oh, that's great, everything you're telling me, and I'm absorbing your energy and all of that. And now I need to just go do a little more healing on myself before I start. Another one, and I'll do a whole different teaching and training on this, but it's absolutely tied to this, is I need to go make the money to start before I start. Those of you on here who are my clients and some of the other ones of you, you know that's not true. You know that is not how it works. What? The universe responds to true need. Once I stepped out and said, I don't know how I'm building this healing and wellness center, but I feel it and I see it and I'm making the sign. Hi, it's great to see you. Literally, this little blue house, which was born to be Hope House, showed up and women were healed and I was healed. Because I finally showed up as the emerging leader and the emerging spiritual teacher that I am. But I didn't know I was that. I didn't know. And I work with emerging spiritual teachers, helping them grow and evolve into who they are. I also invite you, if you really do need to do the energetic work, if you really need to do some healing to get started, and you need to do healing around your money, your gifts, your abundance, your prosperity, check out my newmoneyvibration.com. Newmoneyvibration.com. Jump in. It's a low investment. You invest in yourself. It's a 30-day journey, and I'm there with you along with a community, and they're very active and very supportive, and they've been sharing their journeys in there. And if you're ready to stop saying, I need to do more healing on myself before I start, and you're listening to what I'm saying and you know there's truth in it, send me a private message or go to my website at michellebarr.com and contact me, and let's talk about you stepping in and me helping you through private coaching to do this thing, the marketing to make it work and the mindset to make it happen, to really help you. I don't want to see these women circle back a year from now. And I'm telling you, sometimes they're the same and sometimes things have gotten a lot worse. So guess what happens? Now they have a bigger objection, and you'll see I'm training my coaches on this. I train people actually how to be coaches as well as build a profitable coaching business, because some people will use those reach outs to you just to stay in their story. So then they get on, they go, oh my gosh, I was almost right there. I was just going to hire you. You won't believe what happened. Everything in my life fell apart. My husband lost his job. Something happened with our house. We can't stay there. All these things. My child wrecked the car. All these things. You won't believe it. It got worse. And I say, I actually do believe it. I know. On the last live, I made the comment that I always tell people it's because you have high desire and high resistance, and you're not taking aligned action toward what you say you want most. Every time you'll create a mess. So you either start taking aligned action toward what you say you want most, or you stop the high desiring. And somebody wrote right on there, that's really hard to tell somebody to stop desiring and stop following their desires. Absolutely. It's soul crushing, but you're going to create mess. So I would rather you start taking aligned action toward what you dream about and desire if you understand universal law. Your desire, wherever a desire exists, a way has already been made. That desire bubbled up in me. I didn't even know what it was, and that little blue house was right there. But not until I said, okay, Spirit, I'll do it. I don't know how. Everything rolled out. The people showed up. People showed up to let other people know about me. I had just moved into the town. The house showed up, and Spirit provided for me every time. Spirit provided for me. Yes. Start taking aligned action. Too many people never take any action toward what they say they want most. And then they wonder why they don't have it. This is key. Wherever a desire exists, a way has already been made. And if we follow our desires, somebody said an angry face. Yeah. If this gets you angry or triggers you, great. Tell me about it in the comments. Wherever a desire exists, a way has been made. If you follow your desires, you can trust them. That is your soul calling. Don't let this stop you another minute. I need to do more healing on myself before I start is never from Spirit. Now this one I'm just going to really say, and some people fight me, but just listen. I would have fought myself some way back over a decade ago now. I absolutely am certain. Once you understand universal law and you live it all as an experiment, as I've done, I need to do more healing on myself before I start is never from Spirit. It's never from your angels. It's never from your guides. It's never from your higher self. It is your ego masquerading as such, doing its job to try to keep you safe, comfortable in the familiar and small, even if it no longer serves you. Great question, Diana. I'll answer that. Really get this. The universe is always about more life. Always about more life. It will always be about you growing and expanding and creating more abundance, more prosperity, and more life. People use those angels and guides and Spirit as scapegoats to stay stuck. And it's not true. You've got to really be able to differentiate between your ego and your soul. And that's one way to do it. People would come and say, oh, my angels told me. No, they never speak in fear, and they're always about more life. And I wrote on there, this is a myth and will actually keep you broken, although you are already perfect, whole, and complete. Diana asked, how do you know what aligned action is? So everything, there's a choice point in every moment. Everything will always move you either toward or away from what you want. So that's another one you've got to pay attention to and get really honest with yourself. So you answer the questions. Here's an action I want to take, or here's an action I just took, and I still have time to course correct. So act, assess, and adjust. Get into taking action, assess, and adjust. Create that momentum so you can get feedback. Every decision you make, every choice you make, every action you take, and you'll be able to feel it. You feel it in your body, but we're really good at fooling ourselves, numbing ourselves, shutting ourselves down, talking ourselves into things. An aligned action, will this move me toward what I want? Will this get me closer to what I want? And what happens is, here's how you start. You make a clear ask. You get specific. You make a clear ask to the universe. You follow your desire. You make a clear ask, a specific ask. Immediately, the universe will start delivering it to you through opportunity. Sometimes you're so clear and aligned to receive that it can just literally fall out of the sky. And most of us hopefully have had those. But a lot of times it shows up as opportunity. It already exists. Everything you need and want already exists. You just can't see it. Because opportunities show up and they are inconvenient, they're uncomfortable, and they're illogical. Because if you were already there, you would already have it. They have to stretch and grow you. They have to shift your energy, or you would already have it. If you can really take these in, these will change everything. Opportunities show up. Breadcrumbs start. That's how I ended up with the little house. I was following the breadcrumbs. I didn't know how I would get there, but I trusted. The universe starts giving you breadcrumbs. Hey, remember that person? Email them. Hey, look this person up on Facebook. Hey, what was that website? Hey, what was that store? Oh, here's a workshop. Why am I suddenly feeling like I need to fly to California and attend this workshop? This happened to me last year, and it has literally changed my life. Well, wait, my schedule's really busy, and I would have to buy a plane ticket, and San Diego's kind of expensive, or this was in LA. LA's kind of expensive. I've got a hotel room. I'm really busy. I tried to talk myself out of it, but that was my ego, not my guidance. And my guidance was saying, go, go, go. And I did. And it set things in motion. People I had to meet there, a new tutor who came into my life for my intuitive work, a big, giant bucket list item has now come to fruition as being fulfilled. So aligned action is anything that moves you toward. You're never not making a decision. Every single thing moves you either toward or away from what you say you want most. And so you've got to get really clear. And then the minute you make your clear ask, you become hyper alert to your environment because it's all already there for you. That is universal law also. My mindset mentor talks about in the beginning when he was making $20,000 a year driving a forklift, and he read Think and Grow Rich, and he studied Bob Proctor, and he shifted his thinking and he shifted his perception, which is what I'm wanting to help create in you. All along, there had been a job, a new opportunity for him that was 3 times $60,000 a year. And once he saw it and didn't talk himself out of it, he got it. Going from $20,000 a year, married with little children in a depressed area where $20,000 is the norm of what people are making, and suddenly you're at $60,000, changed his life. He now teaches these principles, and he's now a multi-millionaire coach because he applies them. This is all about subtle shifts, changing your perception, seeing what's already there, working with universal law. And it can be intangible, it can seem esoteric. So I'm trying to make it really tangible. Every inspiration I get, I know to follow and take aligned action. And then aligned action would be, okay, here came this workshop in the mail and I'm feeling like I have to go. But my ego and my mind are kicking up all kinds of reasons not. So let me stop and think. What was my clear ask? What are my goals? Would this move me toward my goals? Yes, then I absolutely have to go. Is this in my best interest? Does it light me up? Does it feel great? And if it scares you, makes you want to throw up, and makes you so excited that butterflies in your stomach, that is when you have to do it. Yes, Lydia, a goal, doing a week retreat at 10K per attendee. So then you would need to start taking aligned action, big aligned action, scary aligned action. Remember, here's part of aligned action. Aligned action is third dimensional action. It's not, if you think you've decided something in your head, a decision has not been made until an action is taken. You've got to see that. A decision has not been made until an action has been taken. Be willing to take action, act, assess, and adjust. Third dimensional results require third dimensional action. Massive third dimensional results require massive third dimensional action. Aligned action every day in every moment, and catch yourself when you're taking action, because here's what you do. So this would be a not aligned action. I've set this goal, doing a week retreat at 10K per attendee. Here's all the things I know to do, and I'm going to become hyper alert, and I'm going to watch the environment, and I'm going to take action. Oh, now I'm thinking, call this person. Now somebody tells me something that'll help. Setting up your systems, doing what you need to do, getting help with what you don't need to do. This would be not taking aligned action. Oh, look, here again. I have all this in place and I'm ready to go, and there's a family crisis and I'm the one who has to attend a family crisis, so let me go over here. But I have to, but it's an obligation, but it's a responsibility. Things are always going to come up. They're going to show you what you need to clear, heal, and resolve. It's not either or, it's both and. Or then you go, oh, suddenly I'm feeling like I should go take a painting class. I've always wanted to paint. These get to me when I'm getting deep into the work. Is suddenly I think of something I'd love to do, like, oh, I want to learn how to dance, or something that is not leading me in that direction. So listen to those things. Maybe I just need to go to a dance class or go back to yoga or something, but you will get these things that'll come in and just sweep you, and you think they're inspired and they're not. Unless you're just living, which is a way I lived at a time. It works, but it doesn't work as much as what I have now, where I just, anything that came across my path and felt good, I would just follow the breadcrumbs. But you can make a clear ask for what you want and start taking aligned action toward it. This is the key. Yes, now Lydia's listing those things. So once she has that list, anything that's not that, don't go off chasing shiny objects. Don't go off in other directions. At the same time, things could show up big and wonderful that you go, wow, that would make this even bigger and better. They can come in as a surprise. I'm thinking about somebody who's my client who's on this live stream, and she's like, here's all the things I'm going to do. And she attended a live event, and she got an inspiration and a nudge to talk to some people that were there that had presented. And all of a sudden, this huge opportunity came in, and she saw it was not a distraction. It was going to blow things up for her in her business, and she stepped in and invested in herself, and now her business is booming in that direction. That was taking aligned action, big, scary, inspired aligned action, because aligned action for me is inspired. I'm going to leave you with this. If you've just come on late, you'll be able to go back and watch all of this. I'm so glad you all are here with me this morning. I love seeing you, new people and people I know. And I talked a lot about things you might want to go back if you missed part of this, to really get, to really be able to grab onto. So you're not that person circling back next year telling the same story, or, oh my gosh, you won't believe things got worse. Yes, I would believe. And I tell you why in this live stream. So remember, reach out to me. Don't come a year from now. I mean, I'll still talk to you, but now. Check out newmoneyvibration.com or contact me for private coaching. I will help you build this thing and navigate this entrepreneurial journey with more ease and flow, and help you deal with your stuff and get into inspired action. That is my specialty. I work with you intuitively, energetically, and strategically, and I help you take inspired action. I'm going to leave you with this today. Thank you so much for being here with me, staying here with me. Go back and watch, and then reach out to me. If you have high desire, deal with the resistance, take aligned action, and know a way has already been made. I'm Michelle Barr. You all have a great day.